a long time a program on how we can work with the youth in the various countries in which we are represented. And as part of that outreach that we have for the community, we've done a lot of work in the past with startups. And personally, I have been involved in this space for at least 6 or 7 years. And I remember in 2015 when the Global Entrepreneurship Summit was done in Nairobi and President Obama was visiting, you know, the whole startup, you know, environment or universe in Africa, I think was fairly limited. And in the 5 or 6 years since that time, there's been a significant growth, both in capitalization, number of initiatives that we see happening, and really the overall success rate that we see in startups. And therefore, we are very passionate about this space, and I have a very personal interest in it myself. So with regards to what you are doing in Startup Reseau, I think the timing is excellent, Ajay, and also the fact that, you know, in addition to the model that comes through from the US and other Western markets we have seen, bringing in that experience from India, which is a lot more relevant, I would say, perspective, is extremely useful. This also addresses issues of economic development and economic growth, addresses issues of employment for the young people, and it also prepares Africa for what I can call the future economy, and looking at the huge transformation really that is happening in the world in the way things are done. The small business or the startup of today is very, very different from what we have seen in the past. And it's really great to see so many young people in Tanzania getting involved in addressing the real problems that exist in the economy. So we're very happy to be part of this, Ajay. I want to thank all the participants. You know, today is Easter, is Good Friday, and you know, you can see the level of participation of people that have dialed in. I would just say, you know, to the participants, keep it up. You know, just a word of advice from a banker who has been looking at business proposals and business ideas for close to 30 years. You know, passion is great. And, you know, when you have a passion for your idea, that is a very, very good start. But then there are many other things that need to happen. You know, you need to test your idea, make sure that, you know, it stands up to challenge. I watch some of these Shark Tank and similar programs, and you see someone walking in with a lot of amazing passion. But when they're asked a couple of questions about return on equity, what is your revenue projection, etc., you quickly realize that this testing of the business idea has not happened to the required level. Partners also make a big difference, choosing the right partner, making sure you understand what every partner is bringing into the business. I think this whole idea of funding is also a critical one, whether you are looking for equity funding, debt funding. There's a lot of other you know, structures that are there now to provide funding for business, especially for startups. I was on a call a couple of weeks ago with a startup from Europe that is trying to look at the trading between Africa and China and see how they can disintermediate banks and take out some of the problems that exist today in terms of how people pay each other across the import-export, you know, kind of landscape. And there's a lot to be done in the funding space, especially us as banks have to really challenge ourselves at the way we look at startups and how we look at businesses of the future as compared to the traditional small and medium businesses that we have known in our continent, you know, wholesalers, the traders, the small manufacturers, etc. How we deal with startups, especially in the tech entrepreneurship space, is something that we have to think, very carefully about. And lastly, Ajay, what I would just like to say to all is the biggest advice you can give to any startup is, get started. There's always that moment after you have done all the analysis, looked at all the options, where you must, put your idea into the market and see what customers say about it. So that's what I would say as a word of advice. I wish to thank Rosio for startup for everything that you are doing, and assure you that as APSA, we will partner with you, not just in Tanzania, but if you move into other parts of Africa, I'll make sure that I do the necessary introductions and we support and work with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abdi. That's very reassuring. That's very reassuring. And I think, like you rightly pointed out, I guess anyone who has an idea, I think the best way of testing whether it works or not is to go ahead and kind of build it, put it out there. Even if you fail, I think that's a major learning that you will get, that what are the things that you should not do. And that's precisely what we were thinking when we thought of Wazo Challenge, is to identify young, aspiring Tanzanian citizens who are trying to leverage technology and build problems that are mass challenges, and empower them with kind of tools, with people, with resources that will, if nothing else, help them validate their idea. If it is good to be built in a small niche, or does it have the potential to become a world beater and build a unicorn out of Tanzania. But that will only happen when you get exposed to, whether it is mentors, advisors, whether it is partners, startup ecosystem stakeholders from different parts of the world, because that will give you perspectives, that will give you narratives, and that will give you a good understanding of how do you go about building this for scale. Because if you're building something, I think, like Abdi said, the first and foremost thing is to go out and kind of build, work on your idea and put something out there. And when you start building something, I think the first and foremost thing that you need to do is to assess and understand how big is the market, how big can you go, because that's what a startup is all about. Because you're not just creating a job for yourself, but making yourself busy building on your, or working on your idea, but you're going to solve a problem, and B, you're going to go ahead and create those next generation jobs that emerging economies always kind of looking for. When we launched Startup Reseau in Tanzania, and I was making a presentation, one of the points which kind of stood out from the research is the number of individuals who graduate from different universities in Tanzania on an annual basis, and the number of jobs that they're fighting for. And on an average, if an individual is waiting for 2 to 3 years to be gainfully employed, I think there can be no bigger waste an economy can have than waste of human capital or human mind. And if you can empower people with resources to build companies which will not only solve problems but create those jobs, I think that's the best way where private sector and public sector can join hands and create future of economy. So thank you so much, Abdi, for ABSA coming on board as a partner, and your reassurance and commitment that if we go whichever country in East Africa and rest of Africa, to have a strong partner like ABSA. I mean, banking partner is the best partner in several ways. So thank you so much for that. With that, I'd like to hand it over back to Jagruti to continue with the scheme of things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abdi. Thank you so much, Ajay. And that was truly inspiring for the entrepreneurs in the room. As everyone know, participation of the private sector is utmost important for the growth of a startup ecosystem. We are truly honored that APSA decided to partner with us in this inaugural edition of Wazo Challenge Tanzania. Before we move ahead, I'd like to detail out some elements of what's coming up over the course of next few weeks. We have signed up with a set of anchor mentors who will be devoting a couple of hours per week with the cohort. We have with us some truly experienced individuals who bring startup and startup investment experience across North America, Africa, South and Southeast Asia. We also have with us local mentors who have graciously offered to give time to the cohort. As you can see on the screen, there are a few mentors listed here, and we'll be adding more in the commencement of the commencement of the program and in the next few weeks. So Okay, then let's see how we did the application phase of Wazo Challenge Tanzania. We are excited with the fact that we received around 150 unique applications, evenly distributed across the 5 categories. This gave us a good diversity to pick from. The applications that like we were able to shortlist 27 applications, and you can see there the breakdown of the 27 shortlisted applications as well. And all of this was only possible with our jury, uh, who are on the screen: Jomane Mutambalike of Sahara Ventures, Daina Ninsema of DOT Tanzania, Saumitra Deshpande of Freshworks, Vanessa of She Found, and Aaron from APSA Tanzania. Thank you, jury members, for your time on this one. So as you can see, we had the selection criteria that was broadly used for the evaluation of the applications. Okay, so before we go on to who the top 10 startups are, obviously all the entrepreneurs in the room are excited to know who have made it to the cohort. So before that, I would like to introduce office hours to everyone. So you all might be wondering what happens to the 17 startups who do not make it to the cohort. We'd like to introduce to you office hours. So what is office hours? It is a 4 weeks long program wherein each startup will be introduced to a mentor for an half an hour one-on-one session for their idea validation. Office hours will take place on every Tuesday during the venture bootcamp, that is during the 4 weeks of the venture bootcamp. And also we'll be selecting 2 startups from the office hours as wildcard entries for the Wazo Challenge Demo Day that will be held on 8th May 2021. Okay, not taking much time. I'd like to welcome on screen Aaron and Samuel from Absa Bank Tanzania, and they will take us through they will be announcing the 10 names that make it to the inaugural cohort of the Wazo Challenge Tanzania 2021. Over to you, Aaron and Samuel. Hi, Ajay. Are you here?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, can you please help me? Actually, I'm sharing the screen. I'm not able to view the participants. So can you help me knowing if Aaron and Samuel are here?
I don't think I can see them. Yes, Sam is here. Samuel is here. Sam and Aaron from APSA, if you're here, we'd like to have you on screen to announce the 10 names, please. Samuel? Oh, they're on mute. Okay. Okay. I think I have unmuted everyone now. Yeah. So you can come on screen. Sam and Aaron, I think I've unmuted you now. Jagrati, can you just check at your end if they're muted?
Yeah, 1 second.
Hello?
Yes, you're audible.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
hi,
yes,
Aaron.
you are.
We can hear
You're
you.
audible.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. My name is Aaron Luhanga. I work for APSA Bank Tanzania. I'm the head of marketing and corporate relations. I'm delighted to be here today to announce the first 5
Aaron,
startups.
just a moment. Aaron, I think your camera is facing the other side. There you go. Okay.
You see?
It's better. Yeah, we can see you now.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'm actually here to announce the first 5 startups that I've actually made it, on the shortlist. And the first one is MedPack. So MedPack is the pharmacy service that sorts your medication by dose and delivers directly to your door. They simply process the managing medication through a combination of convenient packaging, modern technology, and personalized services. MedPack comes in a solution to simplify medication delivery from local pharmacies to end users, where people use mobile phones and laptops to upload doctor prescriptions to a website. Then our pharmacies pack and sort medication by dose and they deliver to the door. Not only medication, but also other pharmaceutical items such as medical devices and hygiene materials for women and children are also delivered. So I'd like to congratulate MedPack for making the list as the first startup to go on this cohort. The second startup that has made it to the list is Nwala Innovations. Nwala Innovations is a solar-powered community digital biotanks connected with prepaid meters, delivering high-quality biopesticides and biofertilizers at lowest cost to smallholders, farmers. The payment is through mobile money, and before allowing the flow of fertilizer to farmers' sprayers, the system generates a printout used as fertilizer use instruction, and also it actually provides training manual. So I'd also like to congratulate Nwala Innovations to making into this cohort. The third startup that has made it to this cohort is Mipango Fintech Limited. Mipango Fintech Limited, they have created a personal finance application that uses artificial intelligence AI to enable users classify their expenses, get advice on reducing necessary expenses, and AI for personalized financial advice on investment opportunities. Saving and increasing income streams. Mipango app is only localized personal finance application in the region that allows and makes personal finance fun and easy. I would also like to congratulate Mipango Fintech Limited for making the list. The fourth startup that has made it is Taka Waste. Taka Waste is a waste management platform for African that uses GPS to connect waste collection companies, recyclers, and customers. The startup connects local waste collector and recycling businesses to customers who need their services using a mobile app, GPS. The app coordinates waste collection by allowing waste collectors to view location with waste, recycling, business to get material they need to run their business, and also customers' requests for waste pickups. The startup connects local waste collectors and recycling businesses to customers who need their services using a mobile app. That's GPS. The app coordinates waste collection by allowing waste collectors to view location with waste, recycling, business to get material they need to run. They need to run the business, and also customers to request for waste pickups. So I would like to also congratulate Taka Waste for making the list. The fifth startup that has made it, which is the last one that I'm going to present today on my side, is ExamNet. ExamNet is a mobile and web app that helps primary school students from grade 5, 6, and 7, to be specific, to improve their education knowledge and problem-solving skills by attempting different tests through the app. The tests are on the 5 essential subjects, that's mathematics, English, Kiswahili, science and technology, social studies and vocational skills, and civics and moral, are prepared as per the National Exam Council of Tanzania, that's NECTA's format, and guidelines by a team of qualified and experienced teachers and authors and moderators. The tests are available in Kiswahili and English, language to cater for both public and private sector students. ExamNet was launched on a Google Play Store as well as App Store on the 1st of May 2020. I would like to congratulate ExamNet for making the list. And that is it on my list. I will let Sam to finish up with the rest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. So MedPack, Ngwala Innovations, Mipango FinTech, Taka Waste, ExamNet. So those are the first 5. Congratulations to the founders of the 5 companies. And over to Sam to announce the next 5.
Thank you very much. Can you see my? I've tried to turn on the video. All right. So thank you very much. As Aaron has talked about the first, the startup which have made top to the list. My congratulations to them. And I will be covering the next 5 startup. And maybe before I do that, I would like also to introduce myself. So as my name has been mentioned, my name is Samu Kuyu. I look after the bank's customer experience strategy together with alternate all digital channels, mostly on the part of innovation. So just right back to the names. So I will just be mentioning the names, and I think in terms of the details of what really the startup is doing, we can provide that later. But for now, I'll just go with the names of the startups that have really made up to the list. So the first one is called Africa. So that is the 6th name that has made up to the list. So congratulations, Code Africa. The next one is eAfya. eAfya is the name that has made up to the list as the number 7th. Then the next one is Dr. Plus. Congratulations, Dr. Plus. You have made up to the list as from my list is the number 3rd list, number 3rd, but also the number 8th in the total list. The next one is HeyPal. Congratulations, HeyPal, for making up to the list as the number 4th on my list. And last but not least is Shule Yetu. Congratulations, Shule Yetu, for making up to the list. So thank you very much. If I just go again and mention all the names which are on my list. The first one is Code Africa. The next one is eAfya. The following one is Dr. Plus. The next one is HeyPal. And the last one, but not least, is Shule Yetu. Congratulations. And you have really, I know you have made a lot of effort, and there's a lot of time that you have put to come up with different initiatives in your space, and congratulations for making up to the list. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you so much, Samuel. So I would like to present all the 10 startups who've made to the cohort on screen. Congratulations to the 10 startups that have made it to the cohort. We look forward to working closely with you all over the next 4 weeks and creating some sort of success stories to begin with. We have a good mix of startups across all the 5 areas that we had identified, and that is really promising start. So now for some program details. As you can see on the screen, we have divided the whole program into 4 weeks, where each of the weeks we'll be focusing on one of the areas. And you can see on the screen all the 4 areas that have been identified, and all the 4 areas have been divided into 4 weeks. And after all these 4 weeks, it will lead to an international demo day where all the startups, all the cohort startups and 2 wild entries that we get out from the office hours will be presenting at the demo day. So with that, we come to the end of this cohort announcement event. We look forward to working closely with the startups and the startup ecosystem enablers in Tanzania. We'll be reaching out to you all and our extended network with a series of office hours and workshops that we will be hosting for startups across Tanzania. And this will also allow us to engage more deeply with the ecosystem and create some on-ground impact and help improve the state of startups in the country. Once again, thank you. Have a good evening and a great weekend. Congratulations to all the startups. I'll be reaching out to you all on an email